sin stinks. It does. It does. And you know, again, I don't apologize. I grew up in the old church and I loved it. I'll be honest with you. This new day stuff, I don't know how people are getting saved and literally lasting. Because people don't want to put in the work or the time that it takes in order to develop yourself in salvation. Okay? I had an old church elder, they called her the sin killer. Because she walk in church and she starts screaming, I smell sin. There's an odor to it. In other words, your behavior acts different. Because our worship and our behavior should be a sweet savor in the nostrils of God. Amen. The Bible says that when Achan and them decided to take what God told them not to take, to touch what God told them not to touch, there was an odor of sin in the camp. Amen. And so God doesn't tolerate that very well. So one of the things that we must, in order to grow, we must take care of our spiritual hygiene. Confess your sin. Do not sin on unconfessed sins. That will hurt you. That will mess you up. And that will give the devil ammunition to come at you with. Have you ever done something and you ain't saying nothing to nobody and the devil just keep bringing that one thing up to you? And you're like, oh my God. And the moment you confess it, the moment it's like, it's over. It's over. So don't be afraid to do that. Yes.
When you said spiritual hygiene and confession of sin, just as the analogy you gave about someone keeping up their personal hygiene, we do that daily. Right. So this confession of sin, we should.
You're absolutely right. We should do this daily. Every day we should. And if you don't know any other prayer, you just say the Lord's Prayer. Literally every day you're doing that. Because you're asking God to forgive me of my sins. Okay, so that's a constant thing that we ought to do every single day. And literally when I pray, I ask God to forgive me of the things that I did, the things that I didn't know that I did. Because sometimes we offend people, we offend our brother and sister, and we don't even know it. Amen. Go ahead, Sister Angie.
You said it. I was about to say sometimes, we have to ask God to forgive us of our own sins because we sin and don't even know, but
Yeah, we're sinning unaware. Sometimes our thought, and I used to wonder why my grandmother would always say, oh, the blood of Jesus over my mind, because there are thoughts that you can think that are unholy. Oh, y'all quiet. Y'all act like y'all ain't never thought something. You be sitting in church and a cross thought will run right across your mind, and you got to be like, what, Jesus? What? Literally, and you have to confess it to God. God, I didn't mean to think that. Forgive me, Lord. Okay? Because one of the things is you want to make sure that there is no unconfessed sins in your life. Amen. Again, don't give the enemy ammunition to work with. Okay? Because he will torture you and torment you on unforgiven, unconfessed sins. Amen. All right? Amen. The next thing we need in order to grow is a caring family. Okay? Which means fellowship. The Bible says, forsake not yourself. So, yes, you got these people that say, well, I can stay home and get blessed, and I can stay home, and but you need a caring family. Amen. The church is not perfect by no stretch of the imagination. But the one thing we have is we serve a perfect God. Yes. The church is a hospital for all of us. And all of us come in at different levels and different things. Some may have come in saved, some may not have come in saved. Some may have come in saved but still need to be delivered of something. But we're all here together. Amen. All right? The one thing I love about my family, I have a very, very large family. And I have everything in my family. I'm like Noah. We got two of every kind in our family. You best believe that. And if you look at your family, I guarantee you got two of every kind in your family. Okay? It's a caring family. And so just like in your family, you may have two of every kind. You best believe in the church, you got two of every kind. Yeah, y'all look at, yeah, you got two liars in the church, you got two backbiters, you got two of every kind. But the most important thing is we're all here together as a family. And the Bible says iron sharpeneth iron. So what we're here to do is we're here to sharpen one another. We're here to work with one another so that we can rise above that and become mature in the things of God. Fellowship is very, very important. The fellowshipping with your brothers and sisters. Okay? That's very important. Number 5. In order to grow, you need regular exercise. What's exercise? Service. You need service. And I'm not talking about Jesus, you brought me out. I'm not talking about that kind of service. I'm talking about service to one another.
That's right.
In other words, really, service equals worship. Because the way we worship God is by serving one another. It's not what we do on a Sunday morning.
Right.
Amen.
When we got our hands raised and we're singing hallelujah. Our worship is service. In other words, serving one another. Serving the house of God. Serving our brothers and sisters outside on the street. Our service is important. That's our regular exercise. That's how we're building ourselves up. By serving one another. Yes?
Yeah, that's so true. Because my mind go back. Last week, we were going through a big transition within my company.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the general managers are being shifted around.
Mm-hmm.
Some are being moved out and losing their jobs. So my manager, he was kind of nervous last Friday before we left. And I told him, I said, you know what, Michael? I said, everything's going to be all right. And I said, when you come in here next week, you still won't have your job. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I don't know, Kim. He was like, I'm really concerned. I said, no. I said, because see, I know the power of prayer.
Right.
Amen.
And I know when I go to God on your behalf, what he's going to do.
Okay.
So he was like, well, I thank you, for looking out, for praying for me or whatever. So the day when I got to work, I came in, and I was like, all right, Jesus. I need him in here to work. So I walked in and I'm looking around and I was like, when I go on the other side, let his jacket be there.
Right.
And sure enough, when I went on the other side, his jacket was there on the chair. So he came out and I was like, well, hey, look at you. And he was like, I'm here. He said, I got another center, but one of the other managers that was like one of the top managers was let go.
Mm-hmm.
I told him, I said, you couldn't be let go.
Right.
I said, because God honored the prayer that I sent forth on your behalf.
Amen.
So you're here today off of God.
Right.
That's why you're here.
Right.
And he kind of looked at me and he was like, I really appreciate you praying for me.
Exactly. Our service to others.
Mm-hmm.
And literally, God honored that because God knew what was in store, what is in the future.
Exactly.
Because a lot of times when things like that happen in the company, they send somebody new and they take over and they put everybody out.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But God knows you needed to be there, Kim, until He has something, until He tells you it's time to move on to the next thing. So in order to do this, I must do the same thing I did with Joseph. I must keep him in that position because his whole family and the nation depended on it.
And I like that she told an example that wasn't from one Christian to another.
Right,
A lot of times we miss that.
Exactly.
We think it's only serving other church people.
No. It's in the little things you do. The people that you help out on the street.
Right.
The people who the Bible said that even those that despitefully use you.
Yes.
I'm sure you didn't always get along with your manager.
Oh, God, no.
Right.
We came a long way.
Right. And if it had been maybe about a year, 2 or 3 ago, I'd have been like, Lord, let your will be done. And literally, but God brings us to a place of maturity where now, you know what, God, this ain't even about me.
That's right.
This is about His livelihood. And so it's our service to others. Okay? One of the other things you need to grow is protection. And protection is considered, I want to use the word temptations. How do you grow with temptations? Somebody's looking at me saying, well, temptations. I don't want to be tempted. But the Bible says that God will always make a way of escape. Then he says in James, he says, but think it not strange concerning these fiery trials, which are to try you as though some strange thing has happened. In other words, God is trying to, sometimes temptations and trials come, but the Bible says to make us strong. So sometimes you don't know how strong you are until you're tempted of something.
That's true.
You don't know how strong you are. Have anybody in this room, and you ain't got to really tell anybody your business, but anybody in this room ever been delivered from something?